Top 100 most important Indian GK question and answer. Your first question is, what is the capital of India? Right answer is New Delhi. Next question. Who is the father of the nation? Right answer is Mahatma Gandhi. What is the national animal of India? Tiger. Which is the national flower of India? Lotus. Who was the first Prime Minister of India? Jawaharlal Nehru. How many states are there in India? 28. Which river is known as the Ganga's tributary? Yamuna. What is the national bird of India? Peacock. Who wrote the Indian national anthem? Rabindranath Tagore. When is Independence Day celebrated in India? 15 August. Which monument is in Agra? Taj Mahal. Which is the smallest state in India by area? Goa. Who was the first president of India? Rajendra Prasad. Which Indian city is known as the Pink City? Jaipur. Which is the national fruit of India? Mango. What is the national sport of India? Hockey. What is the full form of ISRO? Indian Space Research Organization. Who is known as the Iron Man of India? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Which festival is known as the Festival of Lights? Diwali. Which Indian state is known for tea production? Assam. Which ocean lies to the south of India? Indian Ocean. Where is the Parliament of India located? New Delhi. Which is the longest river in India? Ganga. Who was known as Missile Man of India? APJ Abdul Kalam. Who is the current President of India? Draupadi Murmu. Which Indian city is known as the City of Lakes? Udaipur. Where is the Gateway of India located? Mumbai. Which is the highest civilian award in India? Bharat Ratna. Who was the first woman Prime Minister of India? Indira Gandhi. Which Indian state has the longest coastline? Gujarat. Which Indian festival is called the Festival of Colors? Holi. Who discovered India by sea route from Europe? Vasco da Gama. In which year did India become a republic? 1950. Which is the southernmost point of India? Indira Point. Which is the largest state in India by area? Rajasthan. Which Indian city is known as the Silicon Valley of India? Bengaluru. Which river flows through Delhi? Yamuna. Where is the Sand Temple located? Odisha. Which Mughal emperor built the Taj Mahal? Shah Jahan. Which Indian state is famous for backwaters? Kerala. Which is the oldest mountain range in India? Aravalli. Which Indian state is known as the land of 5 rivers? Whoa. Punjab. What is the national tree of India? Banyan tree. Which freedom fighter gave the slogan, "Give me blood and I shall give you freedom"? Subhash Chandra Bose. Which Indian city is famous for its diamond industry? Surat. Which planet is known as the Red Planet? Mars. Where is India Gate located? Delhi. What is the national aquatic animal of India? Ganga River dolphin. Which Indian state has the largest population? इस सवाल का जवाब आप कमेंट बॉक्स में लिखें और अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी है तो वीडियो को लाइक और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें. Which is the highest mountain peak in India? Kanchenjunga. What is the main language spoken in Kerala? Malayalam. Which Indian city is called the City of Joy? Kolkata. Which metal is used in making the 1 rupee coin in India? Steel. Which Indian state is famous for the dance form Kathakali? Kerala. What is the Lok Sabha? Lower House of Parliament. Who invented zero in mathematics? Aryabhatta. Which instrument is used to measure temperature? Thermometers. Which year did India get independence? 1947. Who is the author of the Indian Constitution? B.R. Ambedkar. Which gas do plants absorb during photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide. Which state is called the Spice Garden of India? Kerala. Which Indian river is considered the holiest? Ganga. What is the full form of PIN in Indian postal system? Postal Index Number. Which Indian city is known as the Manchester of India? Ahmedabad. Where is the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, BARC, located? Mumbai. Which crop is known as the golden crop in India? Jute. Who was the first Indian woman in space? Kalpana Chawla. Which dance form belongs to Tamil Nadu? Bharatnatyam. Who composed the song Vande Mataram? Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. What is the capital of Assam? Dispur. What is the total number of union territories in India? Yattu. Which Indian state is known as heaven on earth? Jammu Kashmir. Which Indian festival celebrates brother-sister bonding? Raksha Bandhan. Which sport is Virat Kohli associated with? Cricket. Which is the cleanest city in India? Indore. Which freedom fighter is known for Dandi March? Mahatma Gandhi. Which is the largest desert in India? Thar Desert. Which country shares the longest border with India? Bangladesh. How many spokes in Ashoka Chakra in Indian? 24 spokes. Who is the first woman president of India? Pratibha Patil. Which Indian festival is celebrated with kites? Makar Sankranti. Who was the first Indian to win Nobel Prize? Rabindranath Tagore. Which Indian city is famous for IT industry? Bangalore. Which is the longest dam in India? Hirakund. Which is the largest museum in India? Indian Museum, Kolkata. What is the capital of Maharashtra? Mumbai. Which Indian festival is dedicated to harvest? Baisakhi. Who is the head of RBI? RBI Governor. Where is the Charminar located? Hyderabad. Which Indian city is famous for silk sarees? Kanchipuram. What is the name of India's first satellite? Aryabhat. What does UIDL issue? Aadhaar. What is the name of India's moon mission? Chandrayaan. Which state has Kaziranga National Park? Assam. Who appoints the Prime Minister of India? President. Which city hosts the Kumbh Mela? Prayagraj. Which is the first tiger reserve in India? Jim Corbett. McMahon line forms the border between which two countries? इस सवाल का जवाब आप कमेंट बॉक्स में लिखें और अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी है तो वीडियो को लाइक और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें. Which is the first month of the Indian national calendar? Chaitra.